All right, everybody, let's get rolling. All right, so today is the 10th of November. Make it in November to remember. As you know, I like to rhyme everything, just like my saying for 2026, elevate your mix in 2026. That means elevate everything you're doing. And today's call is going to be like a extension of that, all right? So it's going to be a quick one. It's just me. And once again, if you have questions, you've been muted. Hit *6 to unmute yourself to have questions and interject, whatever it is. But I'm going to say that, I would say that number one on my list is what is your holiday schedule? And I hope it's exactly the same. Okay. But for some of you, it may be abbreviated. I don't know. I know that for me, every workday is basically the same, but let me give you some ideas. Okay. So for instance, you could do everything in 30-minute increments if you wanted to for the month of November and December. 30 minutes of lead follow-up, 30 minutes of new outreach, 30 minutes of going through your database. If I'm you right now, beginning of actually it's almost mid-November now, so you got to pick up the pace. I would go through my database alphabetically, divide by the days left you're going to work this year, and call everybody in there. Let's say it's 5 people, 4 people, 7 people, whatever it is. Call them. Wish them a happy holidays. I would say, thank you very much for your help this year. And when they say, well, you didn't help me, you say, you know what? I know, but I know you're thinking about me. So I really appreciate that. And, I always like to say, confront with humor, right? So whatever you're going to say to them, and, you know them individually, so you're going to say different things. I would also say handwriting notes. If you can do that, I would definitely do that. It doesn't take long, folks. Let's say you have 300 people in there, okay, and we have, 40 work days. What's that? 7 or 8 or 6? So let's say it's 7. You call 7 people, all right. Maybe one of them you've already seen recently at a party and reminded them who you are and what you do. That's so important to remember. Who you are and what you do. Okay. So everybody in my sphere, I know from something. I sold them a house. They live in the neighborhood that I work. They're a family member. They're a friend. They're somebody I've done work with or has done work with me, or I'm always going to check in and say, how's it going with you? What's going on with your business? Great. Hey, Rick, how's yours? You know what? I'm so glad you asked. Please keep me in mind. As far as anybody in your church group, your neighborhood, your family, your office, anywhere you hear real estate mentioned, I would love to help them out just like I helped you. And if I did help them, I would say that. Some people in my sphere I've never helped before, but they still refer business to me. So, hey, you know what? I'm just like the Joneses and the Andersons you refer to me. Anybody you refer, I'm going to give that type of service. And remember, it requires, you guys got to understand something. Not only is great customer service the golden rule, right? Like treat everybody you'd want to be treated like. All right. It's not only the golden rule, it's also a great way of prospecting, because when you help people and do a great job, they love telling other people about it. Like when you go to a great restaurant, you can't wait to tell everybody. All right. So make sure you stay caught up with your lead follow-up. Make sure you're making new contacts every day. Make sure you're nurturing your database. Make sure you're writing personal notes to people and reference what you talked about or something that's happened recently. To me, that's what social media is all about. You go to social media, you look up the people there, you find 5 people, somebody graduated, somebody got married, somebody got a new puppy, whatever. And you make a comment on social media, you also call them. Okay, talk about really anchoring, all right? That's a great way to do it, all right? So whatever, like I said, come up with a holiday schedule or just work your current one, right? Remember, elevate the mix in 2026. Elevate everything you're doing. This is a great time to do it. You have a little more time this year to talk to people too. I hope you're busy as heck, right? And we definitely have transactions happen and people list properties, but a lot of people go to sleep this time of year. You guys got to remember, I think it's kind of like a perfect storm is brewing for you positively. For you, the people who are working, who are doing business, the real estate population is dwindling slightly. I spoke to somebody who was actually ghost those NARA conventions, and he said they were planning on, 4 to 8%. I'm going to say it's more like 5 to 10%, 6 to 10%. I would not be shocked if, as we turn the corner into next year, when the dues become that we lose 10% of the real estate agents. I would not be shocked at all. And we've lost the last few years. The last few years have been a little more trying, meaning they're steady and consistent, more like a normal market. But interest rates coming down, looks like the government's going to be opened up shortly. They got the votes they needed. So now we're going to be, the stock market's already up because of it. So that's all good stuff. Plus the realtor, population is dwindling. Plus the interest rates are starting to come down. And if you follow politics at all, we'll have a new Fed chairman as of May of next year, maybe sooner. So all those things, as the rates continue to come down and the interest rates come down, it'll actually get more people off the sidelines. It looks like that's going to continue, and it looks like in 2026, the market will continue to get a little busier and a little busier, and because there's a lot of people out there that are renting that should buy, and the interest rates will definitely make the difference. Okay, and then the last one on this first part here is, make sure you're working on your skills too. So keep caught up with your lead follow-up. Make sure you're making your new contacts every day. Make sure you're going through your database, your sphere of influence. Make sure you're writing personal notes to people this time of year. It's not sending out holiday cards. But remember, the holiday cards, that's like bulk mail to me. Unless you're hand writing them out and hand writing notes inside, then it's fine. And then you can do two birds with one stone. All right, and then work on your skills every day. That means what you're saying, are you role-playing it? I mean, do you have a listing presentation that you've role-played and you've worked by somebody? Okay, so all of that is dynamite stuff to do new business. And remember, that's your business. You're in the business of making money. You happen to be selling houses. Remember that. So, and you're in a business that you can really help people and really make, do a great job, make people happy, get them what they want, and then they tell all their friends. All right. Remember, if you get somebody happy and you get them what they want, they tell 3 or 4 people. You do a bad job, they tell everybody. Just remember that. That's just the way life is. People, they don't sell newspapers on positive news. Right? I know it's stupid and it's crazy, but it's a fact. So do a great job. All right. Now, the other thing is people always ask me, what about holiday parties? What would you do? I would go, I don't drink. I'm not a party person. So I always go early and leave early. But I would say, go to everyone you're invited to, make an appearance, make an impression, bring something of value, and then get the heck out of there. But remember, every holiday event is an opportunity to grow your pipeline, your sphere, your database. So get in there early, and talk to people and, build your database. People are friendly around the holidays at parties anyways, not necessarily on the phone all the time or door knocking, but it's amazing to me that as the holidays get closer, people get crustier. I don't understand that because, the holidays are supposed to be a wonderful family time, but people get stressed out by them. It's crazy. It's not what they're designed for. But hey, a lot of things aren't what they're designed for in today's world. Even though it's the best time ever to be a human is right now. You know that, right? Based on technology and everything that's going on. And it's like sometimes because we take so much for granted that we can't seem to have a good day, even when everything is perfect. When I say perfect, that's a relative, obviously. There is no perfection, but close to it is good. All right, so turn every holiday event into a pipeline growing opportunity. Remember, whoever has the biggest pipeline wins, especially when the market starts to change and you've talked to people and got set up with them and they know who you are. And all right, so, and then obviously, and I say that's why I'm bringing it up again, because it's not always so obvious. Remember, you have a goal for next year. Right? Remember, you're going to have X amount of conversations per day. You're going to set X amount of appointments per day or a week. All right? You want to get X amount of listings signed. You want to have X amount of active open houses. You want to generate a certain amount of leads. You want to have so many buyer appointments, right? And all of that starts with the amount of conversations you're having every day. Every single day, the conversations you're having. And I tell everybody all the time, and here comes broken record guy, here we go. If you do this, hopefully October, definitely all of November and December, And if you haven't been doing it, then you got to do it from here forward, which is whatever my conversations per day I have to achieve my goal, I need to make sure I'm doing that. And if you do that from now until the end of the next year, December 31st, you will have the best year of your life. I guarantee it. I'm not even saying, it might, I'm guaranteeing you will have the best year ever. All right. So here's my phone number, 702-219-4329. And if you don't have your best year ever, call me. It will be my first call because you got to do it for a year. I'm doing success series today at the Southwest office. By the way, if you need to get plugged in, perfect. Everybody should take success series once a year minimum. Matter of fact, I'm changing the workbook. This is the last time with this current workbook that's only a year and a half old. Now it's a new workbook starting next year, but the information I have in the new workbook is in my presentation today anyway, right? I'm always changing it slightly. I mean, the baseline structural foundational material never changes in life, right? Never mind real estate, right? But I'm changing the little bells and whistles in there to what's going on currently. All right. So everybody, hey, if you need a shot in the arm or if you need some foundational stuff, it's the perfect time to take all 5 days. It's only 3 hours. You can still do your business and run your business and do what you're supposed to be doing. Just get out there and come see me today. All right. So personal notes, follow-ups. Then here's another one. Everybody loves this one. Okay. How about social media posts? Right. Videos. Perfect time to get in the habit. I mean, I do a video every day. Do you think I really like doing it? No, it's part of my routine now. It took a little while to get used to it. I've been doing it for I'm going to say at least 3, maybe 4 years now. It's definitely increased especially Instagram. Facebook, I was already pretty full. I say full, but I mean friends-wise. I have followers now. I have a business page. I have a couple business pages, right? So, but I do a video. And it's actually become easier over time because I think about what to say on the way into work. I practice it a few times while I'm driving, and then I do it when I get here. Sometimes I don't have that amount of time, and I do it right from my car or from my house, right? But I'm committed to doing one a day, Monday through Friday. So I don't say, well, I don't feel like it today. No, that's not an option with my goals. See, some of you I know you're an independent contractor. I know you can do whatever you want. And some of you take advantage of that to the negative. Some of you take advantage of it to the positive. I have a hard time understanding why a lot of us got out of our last job, business, whatever we were doing, so we could have more time, we could be solo entrepreneurs, and then we do less. It doesn't make any sense to me. Matter of fact, if anything, you should do more because it's for you. It's your business. You're growing it. It's becoming more valuable. All right, so we talked about the logistics part, which is writing notes and talking to people, but now you got to do the social media part too. And I would even say the, digital part, which is make sure everybody's in there getting a new whatever you're going to do for your drip campaigns. I like neighborhood reports. They're slick, extremely well marketed, looking, informative. And every time it comes to them, it's different because it's been updated in MLS. It's a great program. I also like the newsletters. Well, I like to do my own. A newsletter is designed to give, by my opinion, it's more of a national thing because the hyper local thing is, their neighborhood report. So I wouldn't spend any time on my own personal. I know a lot of you are going to anyway. That's okay, but it's about being consistent with something. Someone's going to like the national one better than mine, and vice versa. So your batting average is always going to be the same. So why go out of your way doing it when it's already done for you? That's my theory. Same with the neighborhood report. You set it up once, it goes forever. I would send it once a month. All right. When you're on social media, you always can find things find people doing things right. That's my theory. I didn't make it up. I learned that. Find people doing things right. And honestly, if somebody has a spouse pass away or something, then call them, even if you just leave a message. You're always comment on their social media post, but then always call them too. Not every time, but I would say a couple times a year, people in your sphere. It's the perfect excuse. People, what am I calling my sphere about? Well, there's something right there. Go to social media. You can always find something to call them about. All right. So, but get consistent with what you're doing. All right. So that's another point. Here's another one. Do you have an accountability and a role play partner? Perfect time to build one. All right. Like I used to, my accountability partner was very simple. Hi, John. It's Rick. I'm going to talk to 25 people today. I'm setting 2 appointments. I'm getting 1 contract signed. I have an active open house set up, okay, for Saturday, and I'm doing a video every single day for social media on my 6 platforms. That's how simple mine would be today. Wow. All right. People go, well, and I don't, an accountability call isn't to complain or, well, it's just not working for me. How's it going for you? I don't like calling. That's not what this is. You will see, I didn't like calling at first. I eventually really liked the results from doing it consistently and would never give it up after that. Same with working out. Same with eating right. Same with getting enough sleep. All right. So, when when you're doing all those things, like making sure you're making your contacts and making sure you're having, accountability partner is the perfect way to do it. Like a lot of you won't join my coaching because of the accountability. Well, I want to be serious next year, but I don't want to be held accountable. I don't want to be that serious. Well, then you're not that serious. I have room in my coaching right now. I'm doing success series this week, so I probably will be full again. A lot of people come in. A lot of people go out. I've had a lot of people. I've had a few people since I've been doing it. With the company for over 11 years now. So, if you want to be serious, you want to join my coaching, all you got to do is email my assistant, Lisa P, L-I-S-A-P, Lisa P at BHHSNV.com. Okay, that's the Nevada, BHHSNV, like Nevada.com, and you're in. Okay, so get consistent. Your accountability partner can also be a role play partner too. Role play the listing presentation. All right. Role play your whatever script you're doing that day. Today I'm calling around a sale I just made. So, hi, this is Rick with Berkshire Hathaway. We just sold a home here. I do that. All right. So, as you can probably tell by now, 22 minutes into this call, the basics never change, and it's good to be reminded of them. All right. Does anybody have a question? Questions? Hit *6 and you will unmutify to testify. Questions, comments, epiphanies. We'll cover anything you got today. So what you're saying is I've explained it so well that you have no questions. I never believed that, by the way, just so you know. All right, so let's do a quick review before we end the call today, okay? So number one, I'm calling it a holiday schedule. I say that and it almost makes me shriek a little bit because you should have the same schedule every day. But if you need to call it something different, fine, call it something different, all right? You should be doing your lead follow-up. I always set mine at minimum of 30 minutes a day. As it got busier, sometimes it went up to 45 minutes to an hour. I always did 2 hours, a lot of times 2.5 hours of prospecting, got to make my 25 contacts, right? I always went through my database alphabetically. To me, the number was 10. But, like I said, if I saw you at the supermarket or you already referred a deal to me recently and we already spoke, then I can skip over you. So I probably make 7 or 8 calls a day to make sure I keep up with my database, which is I want to talk to everybody once a quarter. I had almost 600 in there. There's basically 60 work days in a quarter. It's that simple, right? I'm going to write personal notes this time of year. This is why it makes it a little different today, because I'm going to write personal notes. The people I talk to, I'm going to write a personal note, checking in, or you can even combine that with your holiday cards, right? So you can combine them. But if you're going to do this, then you got to handwrite the card. If you do 5 or 6 a day right now, it's not the end of the world. Happy holiday season. At 30 minutes of personal notes, I would say at least that. And then I want to work on my skills all the time as well. All right. Every holiday event that you can possibly go to, I recommend you do go to, and you just use it as an opportunity to grow your pipeline. Now, you don't start like that. You start with, happy holidays, great. What do you do? Okay, great. Give me your business card. If you're at a place where you can get business cards, you just stick them in your pocket and then you load them up when you get to the office the next day. All right. So every holiday opportunity is an opportunity. Like if you're like me and you don't drink and you don't want to overeat, you go early, you stay a little while, My little joke is as people get a little tipsy, I'm out the door. And if you've ever been to a party not drinking, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's great if you are drinking and you can, slowly work into a different state of mind with everybody else. But if you're not, it's time to go. All right. So whatever, however you want to do it is perfectly fine. I would say you want to make sure you anchor, like my business plan, my motivation, I want to visit it all the time. And in order to do that, I have to have X amount of conversations, set X amount of appointments. I want to have X amount of listings signed, X amount of buyer broker agreement signed, which means I got to generate X amount of leads. You should know your math by now. I don't need to go over that with you. You should know your math. And if you don't know your math, once again, join my coaching, Lisa P at bhhsnv.com. Okay, the next one on my list is, make sure you're doing social media videos. The perfect time to get in the habit of doing what you're supposed to be doing. Definitely posts. I would recommend video posts are always better. All right, and I already mentioned taking notes. And then this is the perfect time of the year to obtain and maintain an accountability partner. And that means somebody that you're giving, hi, this is Rick. I would recommend tell them what your daily contact goal is. Tell them what your appointment goal is. Like I would say, hey, John, Rick here. Today I'm going to talk to 25 people with energy and enthusiasm. I'm setting 2 appointments. I'm getting 1 contract signed. All right. I have an open house set for this weekend, active open house. I'm going to knock Thursday and Friday for my open house on Saturday. And I'm doing my social media video on my 6 sites every day this week. Dude, well, isn't that repetitive? Yeah, but your job is repetitive if done properly. Well, I don't like the repetition. Well, here's what you got. Darren Hardy has the perfect response to that. I think it's in his book, The Compound Effect. 90% of success is repetitiously boring. It's not exciting. It's not sexy. It's not wonderful. But that last 10% that you get to, the 10% of success that's unbelievable, okay, definitely makes it worth the trip. So that's how you have to look at it. It's a means to an end, and the end is worth the journey. If it's important enough to you, you'll do it. If it's not, you won't. Remember the old saying? You'll come up with reasons why you can keep going if it's important, and you'll come up with excuses, also known as reasons why, if it's not important. Well, I don't feel like doing that today. Well, then your goal's not that important. It's like saying, I don't feel like breathing. Breathing's so overrated. Well, you don't even have to think about breathing. Your body does it for you. Your heart's beating. You think about all the stuff that's going on that you don't even have to worry about. I will tell you that every habit you create becomes something similar to that. Going to the gym in the morning to me is not even an issue. I'm up. I'm in there. I'm doing it. I know what today is. Very specific about my workouts. Today's shoulders, okay, abs, and a little bit of Stairmaster and rowing machine. Boom. Okay, so I know it. Tuesday, tomorrow, legs, all legs. Okay, so whatever you set up yours the way you want to, and get excited about it because the end result is worth the work. That was my video this morning too for social media. Just doing the work makes you feel incredibly awesome about yourself. All right. So once again, if you need a plug in the arm, come to Success Series at the Southwest office starting at 1 today and every day this week. All right. Hope to see you there. You guys are the best. If you need me, call me anytime and join my coaching. Bye, guys.